INB Minister Manish Tewari is a very emphatic speaker on issues relating to his party and is part of the Congress brigade, specially authorized to take on the opposition, especially Narendra Modi. Lawyer turned politician, he's been the head of the students' wing of the Congress and has also headed the Indian Youth Congress, known for his acerbic tone, whether it is on the social media or in sound bites, especially when he takes on the opposition party, the BJP, and its prime ministerial candidate, Narendra Modi. Today, on Real Politik, we have with us Information and Broadcasting Minister Manish Tewari. Yeah, we are all set. When the Aam Aadmi Party was set up last November, Manish Tewari was the one to say that we welcome another of the 1453 political parties in the fray. Today, I'm dying to ask him the question, has he changed his mind? Did he take the Aam Aadmi Party just a little too lightly? Do you think this election, as it was being made out to be, is a referendum on the war between Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi?
Well, I think, Navika, you're absolutely correct that the election results are disappointing. It's a cause of concern and the Congress needs to introspect on it. However, if you look at things in a larger perspective, there have been about 29 assembly elections since 2009. The Congress has won 12, the BJP and its allies have won 8, and others have won 8, and I think one has gone to somebody else. So therefore, that's how the figure of 29 adds up. So in a sense, if you remove yourself from the immediate and, take a holistic picture, even in the assembly elections, the Congress has not ended up doing very badly in the larger context. But yes, I do not dispute your point that coming as they do on the eve of a parliament elections, these results are disappointing and they do call for serious introspection within us as to why we've not been able to possibly communicate, all that we have done over the past 10 years effectively to the people.
Is it just a communication problem? Because you've brought out a lot of schemes, for example, the right to food, the Narega, the farm loan waiver last time in 2008 when you, on the back of which you won the 2009 elections. You've done all of that, the direct cash transfers. Still, the message that has gone to the voter is a government that's riddled with corruption. It's a government that is very insensitive to the price rise situation, and that seems to be the verdict of the people on the ground. So somewhere is the Congress miscalculating the way it's looking at what needs to be done?
Well, let me deal with both your issues separately. On the question of corruption, I think the inflection point came in the November of 2010 when we did not stand up firmly enough and tell the C&AG that it is too late to teach him developmental economics when he came out with that astronomical figure of 1,76,000 crores, a figure which has been
So you're saying the problem was with the C&AG and not with the government?
If you read the JPC report and if you look at the subsequent auction process, what have you got in terms of real revenue? 1,722 crores upfront and a commitment of 7,671 crores, as opposed to 14,000 crores which you had got, by giving licenses through the administrative route. And if you read the joint parliamentary
committee... So are you saying administrative route is better than the auction route? Is that your argument?
I'm not making that argument that one is better over the other. The argument that I'm making is that when that report was tabled in November 2010, we should have stood up firmly and squarely and said that, look, we stand by the policy because the policy has paid dividends. Yes, if the C&AG has pointed out procedural lapses in allocation, we cancel the licenses and then we'll follow whatever the directions of the court are. So therefore, if you look at it, when you talk about it perceptionally, I think from the November of 2010, the kind of perception which erroneously started getting built up, unfortunately, we were not able to surmount it.
How could you call it an erroneous perception when a minister, the telecom minister at that time, actually went to jail? Now, the question is that either corruption has occurred or it's a perception problem that the C&AG created. If there's only a perception problem, then nobody would have gone to jail. In this case, we're talking about a minister in the government who went to jail. So it's not just about perception, it's about reality.
Navika, I think you need to make a distinction between an investigation and a conviction. During a process of investigation, if somebody is detained, that is very different from being convicted. At this point in time, as we speak, those matters are still playing themselves out in the court. They are sub judice. I do not want to comment on it, essentially because we do not want to prejudice the trial one way or the other. But you were talking about a perceptional issue, and I was replying to the perceptional question that had we been far more upfront and far more forthright in putting across our point of view aggressively, and I hold myself equally responsible because facts as they have played out, the Joint Parliamentary Committee report, which
nobody believes, the opposition doesn't believe. There's a deadlock in Parliament because of the JPC report.
The opposition voted. That report was adopted 16 to 11. 11 opposition members did not walk out of the Joint Parliamentary Committee. They voted against it. They tabled a dissent note. That dissent note is a part of the Joint Parliamentary...
But they say it's been edited.
Well, in the sense, whether it's been edited or not, that is really between them and the chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee. But that does not take away from the fact that a rigorous process was followed over a period of 2.5 years.
Mr. Manish Tewari, the last time you did introspection, what we're talking about, was the A.K. Antony committee which went into the then election results of Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Goa, 5 elections that happened together. And the key findings of that particular report was that the Congress party suffered losses because of price rise, perception of corruption, wrong ticket distribution, controversial campaigning and disconnect with people and the grassroots worker. Aren't these the same issues that you're battling with today as well?
Well, Navika, between the Uttar Pradesh elections and the current round of elections, I think you perhaps forget that we also had Himachal Pradesh, which we won. We also had Uttarakhand, which we won.
Very narrowly.
Which we also had Karnataka, which we won decisively. So therefore, if there were narrow victories, there were decisive victories also. So therefore, in politics, you win some, you lose some. The Congress has the ability to be able to rise like a phoenix, I will not say from the ashes. And then you've had different waves of politics in this country. You had the TDP phenomena in 83. You had the ASU phenomena in 1985. You had the BSP phenomena coming in later. And so therefore, at different points in time, we have dealt with different phenomena which have come into the political stream, enriched it, but still continue to persevere and march on.
You're talking about these phenomena. I want to ask you the question of the Aam Aadmi Party. You've been an extremely vociferous critic, so to speak, of the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, last year in November when they launched their party, you said there are 1,453 political parties. We welcome another one. Do you think you took them too lightly at that stage, and would you change your opinion now after this spectacular debut that they've made?
Well, I think I need to congratulate them because after all, they have made a debut. And they have made an impressive debut. There's obviously, no taking away from that. But then, sorry to sound cynical, but one swallow does not make a summer. They've had one election. They've done well. All the best to them.
What happens to the Aam Aadmi Party if it goes national? Does it give Congress nightmares if Aam Aadmi Party becomes an alternative in different states in the Lok Sabha elections?
Look, if you look at the Indian National Congress in a perspective, we have the communists to deal with in Kerala. We have the PDP at this point in time to deal with in Jammu and Kashmir. We deal with the Akali Dal as an opposition in Punjab and with various other political parties. So therefore, we are already dealing with a multifarious array of people who are in the opposition and against us. So therefore, if the Aam Aadmi Party does decide to, branch out of Delhi, all the best to them. We'll cross the bridge when we come to it.
Kumar Vishwas has said he'll take on Rahul Gandhi from Amethi. Do you take that war cry seriously?
Well, I think in democracy, everybody has a right to contest from wherever they want to. So therefore, if the Aam Aadmi Party or any other party decides to field a candidate against Mr. Rahul Gandhi or against me, or for that matter against Mr. Sibal or any of our other people, I think that's their prerogative. Ultimately, in a democracy, people are the final arbiters. People are God. And therefore, we'll take our track record to the people. If they elect us, we'll continue to serve them. If they reject us, we'll still continue to serve them. As very famously one very veteran politician said, that if you are not in the Lok Sabha or the Vidhan Sabha, then you are always in the Jan Sabha.
We'll take a short break at this point, and when we come back, we'll look at this entire phenomena called Rahul Gandhi and how Rahul Gandhi has fared in these state elections. Back after a short break.